In this episode, I will be working on the outside area of the warehouse, and I will be ballasting the main line, or part of it. Stick around. Hi, and welcome to a new episode. Today I want to start working on this area here. I want to put some scenery in. I'm still not sure what I'm going to put here and in this area, so there has to be some thought in it. But most of the time, what I do is, as I go along, I come up with the idea and do it. Sometimes I regret it, but most times I don't. So I'm going to stick to my gut feeling and do it my way. Well, originally this part here was slanting all the way down to the track here. I was going to have this as a hill with some grass on it and whatever, but the thought in my mind was, under here, the board splits up, this part lifts up, and the hinged part here was going to be an issue. And the last thing I want is to have to remove this part here, put it somewhere else while I open here, because to open up any place I have to remove this part here, this part here. I would have had to remove this part, and believe me, there's nowhere to put them. So if I can avoid having to move this part here, I'm very happy. So last time, when I came up with the idea, I cut it up. In fact, I have to cut it up even shorter. What I'm going to do here is to bring the hill all the way down to the track. I'm going to bring the hill down to the hinged area. So I don't have to remove this anymore. To stay there. This was part of it. I'm not sure if I'll leave this a part of it or remove it completely. And that way I will have a wider area here to put in some other features instead of just the hill and trees and what have you. I also want to put up a wall all the way around here, to like a boundary wall for the warehouse and to keep people off the track, obviously, for safety. And I'd like to have a road crossing the track down here into infinity where I'm standing. And that's about it for now. Oh yeah, we have to have a motorized barrier, don't we? I mean, I've done it elsewhere, why not do it here as well? So at the end of the road here, before entering into the warehouse area, there will be a barrier, and we can put up a guardhouse, you know, whatever, anyway, something like that. So let me start with this part here, because before I do this, I don't want to move any further towards the middle. I want to clear this up and make sure it's what I want and take it from there. So let me start with that and I'll get back to you. Until then. So this is what I've come up with. I've shortened it all the way down to the hinge area. Still not decided what to do here, but my other concern is that showing, which I will in some way or another have to camouflage. This is not attached yet, just placed there. I don't think I need to test open and shut, because I'm sure it will be okay. Now, later on I will glue that in place with some silicone. So that's the end of that for now. I've started with this area here. I've cut out a paper template of the grounds belonging to the warehouse. This, like I had mentioned some other time, would be the small employee car park. And this is where all the trucks will come in, all behind and what have you, on the platform there. But I've noticed that the the trucks are a bit too low for the platform. So I'm using 2 or 3 millimeter styrene here to raise the ground up a bit. And it will give me a less of a ramp to get over the hump of the track for the road to infinity. So that is what I'm going to work on next. That is the boundary wall, which will be glued down to the styrene. Okay, temporarily placed there, which will stop people from going onto the track eventually. I'm not sure, but I might put another one here. I'm not sure about it yet, because I was thinking a couple of fields here. I don't think the farmer will want to jump onto the track. Or maybe I'll do a little dirt wall, like a little hill all the way here, similar something to this lump here, heck, on that side, to make it like a bit of a boundary, you know, to deter the farmer from jumping over the edge. Anyway, let me get started on this. I'm gonna have a better result. I'll show it to you. Until then. Okay, I finished the road surface and put the wall up. As you can see, all the way around there. I think I might put up an office block here, obviously some car park area. This is the road over the track. I started this. I still have to put up the barrier on the other side. It's here waiting to be installed. I just finished painting it and it dried. Very fiddly, I must say so. This works okay, but I already drilled the hole to the bottom for the rod, so a motor will go below that. And unfortunately, right over here, I didn't think about this before, there's a what do you call it, a beam, whatever, anyway, there's wood across here, and I'm gonna have to find my way around that. I might have to cut a piece and patch it up from the other side for the servo to fit. Anyway, you see the servo for this is on this side where the wood is. For this one, it's on this side, and over here luckily it's clear, so that wouldn't be much of a problem. Anyway, this is all good here. We don't have any problem with the track. Okay, and like I said, the car park is kind of finished. It just needs weathering. And oh yeah, I want to put up some lights here, warning lights when the barriers come down. These barriers will be automated, they'll be up most of the time, unless there's a train coming through this track here. Once I train detects that there is activity on this block here, it will lower the barriers and switch on the lights, blah 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 and all that. So moving on, then I started this. It's a bit of a dirt hill, just to break, a kind of break between the flat surface there and the track. This would have been the dirt removed where the track is and pushed to the side. And that wall was built. The farmer left it there because this is going to be a bit of a field here, up to the walls there. That has been fixed in place. And that so far is what I have done. Next I want to put in this other barrier here and paint that brown, because I like to put the background brown for when I put the dirt down, just in case I miss a spot. It's done already, like it will vanish. And then put some, I think I'll put some static grass down. But before all that, oh yeah, most important, the part I hate most, ballast there. I hate it. I think it's the only part I can say I really dislike. I do not enjoy doing. I like the result, but not doing it. Anyway, I'm going to start with that. And when I have a better finish, I will get back to you and show you. Until then. Okay, so finish the ballasting for this part here. I have to be very careful with the points, obviously. It's what keeps me from continuing the ballasting. I find it very stressful, to be honest. So anyway, I got that done. And overnight I was thinking about it. For the time being, I'm going to leave this as is because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. A field right now seems to be an easy way out, but maybe I can develop this part here into something. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is. My next attempt is going to be ballasting up here. I want to use some tissue papers or paper napkins, call them what you want, to close this gap here. I don't want the ballast falling down there onto the track below. So I'm going to fill that gap there, then remove this because this comes off, all of it. There's a gap here, so I want to fill that gap there to stop the ballast as well from falling down there, and finish this off. And I think once I've done that, I'm done with this side for the time being. So let me get started on that. Taking the place apart, and I now have ballast down on this incline from the main level to the top. As you can see, I put tape on each side over here to support the ballast until it's dry, and at the back side here as well for it to dry, hopefully, and hold in place. This side I'm happy with. It just slightly runs down the side of the embankment here, or this hill, call it what you want, which I will later cover in soil, proper soil, and put some grass in, and trees and what have you, but at a later stage. So what I will show you next is all this cleaned up. The whole area here will be assembled as it's supposed to be. At the moment I have this part is out here, which fits over here, and I will have the city, the tunnels, or I have the tunnel under the little village, which goes there. It will be in place, cleaned up, and some trains running. So until then,